Welcome to today's practice. I'm going to guide you on the second part of our journey of flexibility through the body, starting from the toes and working all the way up. So last week we did the toes and the feet and the ankles. And then this week we're going to be focusing on the lower legs, so the calves, the shins, and as with everything in yoga, it's all interconnected. There will still be stuff for the feet because we're going to need to use the feet to get into that part of the leg. And it'll definitely feel as well like there's a little bit of hamstring stuff going on, because the hamstrings end just below the back of your knee, so they do affect the calf. So if you're tight here, you're probably tight in your hamstrings and vice versa. So it will feel like there's some hamstring stuff going on as well. So if you already know that you've got tight hamstrings, grab a couple of bricks or a couple of piles of books or something you can use, and you will also need a towel or something that you can roll up, and you might have to adjust the thickness of the roll, but I'll be showing you that at the end. So grab that and meet me on the mat, at the back of your mat, in child's pose. So see how your body feels. If you've anything going on in your lower back and you really want to stretch out your lower back predominantly, keep your knees together and bring your head to the floor. It's a beginner level practice, so have a blanket as we usually do, and then you can always use the blanket to make the poses more accessible. If your lower back feels okay and you want to work deeper into your hips, then move your knees so that they're wider, still keeping your big toes touching, and then just resting your forehead down. It's really nice just at the beginning of practice to have the blanket anyway. And then for all of us, just take your hands to your lower back and just start to do some gentle massaging movements and some stroking movements down, just to release any tension there. And just resting your hands there for a moment, just letting the heat from your hands start to soften and relax all the muscles around your lower back and the back of your pelvis. And then from here, you can choose. You can reach your arms forwards with your palms facing up, or you can keep your hands back behind you at the sides of your feet. Just start your practice by taking a few moments of stillness, allowing whatever else has been going on for you to disperse. Feeling your presence on your mat, feeling the movement of your breath, and tuning into those elements of your practice at the beginning, so that you start from a grounded, solid foundation physically. You're softening any resistance that you meet physically. And then you're allowing your breath to create some space physically and mentally. Taking as long as you need to here. And then you're going to come up and you're going to bring your knees together, and you're going to hold opposite hands onto knees. And I want you to just notice which hand is holding which knee first, or which arm is closer towards you. And then from here, you're going to press your elbows into the floor and inhale, arch. And then as you exhale, push your hands into your knees and round in. So it's a cat and cow variation Exhale, rounding in. Inhale. Exhale, rounding in. One more, inhale. Exhale, rounding in. And then slide your hands so you're holding opposite shoulders. And inhale, stand up on your knees. And exhale, rounding in. One more like that. So inhale, lifting up. And exhale, rounding in. And from here, you're going to release your arms and step your right foot forwards so that you're sat on your left foot. And then you're sitting on this left foot and you're on your right foot. And then from here, just rocking forwards and back, stretching into the back of your calf. And then you're going to walk your hands back and you're going to lift your chest up. So you can turn your hands in any position to make this more accessible. But you're going to lift your chest and then maybe lift your hips. And this is then going to become a stretch for the front of your left shin and the back of your right leg, so your calf. And then slowly release. And from here, you're going to step this right foot forwards and come into a lunge. And then from here, you're going to kick this left foot back and come into like a baby warrior 2. So I know I've got my back to you, you'll be able to see it from the other way on the other side, but I want you to show you the binds. So you can hold opposite elbows, or you can bring the tips of your fingers together and bring your hands into a reverse prayer position. Inhale here, and exhale, just lunge a little bit deeper into that right leg. Inhale back, and exhale, lunge a little bit deeper. One more, and lunge a little bit deeper. And then from here, keep your palms together and bring them into the right hip. Straighten this right leg. Take a big breath in, lengthen your spine, and then tip. So you come in, you're pressing your palms into your hip crease. And then as you stretch out through your torso and the side of your waist, just point and flex your foot. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Slowly release your hands down. Take this left hand back. Hold your left shoulder or your elbow with this right hand, and then twist and turn your gaze over this left shoulder for a twist. And then from here, spin yourself back, bring this left knee back and come into a kneeling position again. Inhale, lifting your arms up, really reaching and opening up through your chest. And then exhale, sweep your hands down, really squishing your calves with your thighs. And then from here, you're going to cross your ankles behind you. Start just crossing your ankles and then sit back. And then take this right foot and bring your shins across each other as you gently massage the back of this left calf. And it can be pretty tight here. back down. And then from here, crossing all the way over, extending your right leg out and bringing your left foot in towards your sit bone. And then from here, you're going to take your fingertips behind you. And then as you inhale, you're going to lift your hips up, big stretch for the back of this left calf. Point your toes. So now you're stretching the front of that right shin. And then as you exhale, bring your hips closer towards your heel. And bring this right knee in. And then inhale, reach back. And exhale, coiling in. Inhale. And exhale, coiling in. And then stretching that right leg back. Now you're going to come onto your fingertips. Start to come onto the ball of this left foot and walk yourself forwards back into your lunge. So this is where the feet come back into it again. And then from here, you're going to pick up this left knee. Keep your left hand on the floor, and if you need a brick underneath that left hand, then bring in a brick underneath that left hand. In fact, bring a brick underneath both hands. And then dip this knee back down and lift your chest. And as you exhale, you're going to straighten this right leg, but keep your left knee bent. Inhale. So when you bend the knee, then you're starting to work into the calf, as well as this attachment here on the front one. Inhale. Dip the knee, lift your chest. Exhale. And then from here, you can bring your hand to the floor. You can stay on your brick. And you're going to inhale, circle this right arm up and back. And as you exhale, you're still turning to the right. You're going to straighten this right leg and bend your left knee. Yeah, just like you did before, but now you're facing to the side. Inhale. And I'm going to alternate as I straighten this right leg between keeping the toes on the floor and picking up the heel onto the heel. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Picking up onto the heel this time. Exhale. And then slowly lowering this left knee back down. And you're going to start to walk back and see if you can sit on this left heel. If you need to have your hands underneath bricks and lift yourself up a little bit, if you need to have a blanket underneath there, that's fine. And then from here, maybe you fold down a little bit. And then slide this right foot up. And just like you did in a while, you're going to lift and lean forwards so that you're stretching into the back of this right calf. And you're squishing your left calf. Slowly lower back down. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, come back down. And then from here, you're going to bring your hands forwards and you're going to roll over this back foot, bend your back knee and straighten this right leg. So if you want to have some bricks here, and then you're going to roll all the way back down. Keep these back toes curled under into like a starter's position. And then come back up and back down. One more, come back up, stretch, and come back down. And then from here, bring your hands onto this thigh and lift. And really lean forward so that you're stretching. And you can have your hands on the bricks instead. And then from here, just set your bricks to the side. Gonna plant your hands, stretch this right leg back. I'm gonna lean back so that I'm stretching out through that calf. And then from here, I'm gonna lean forwards, bring that knee back and switch and lean back. Leaning forward, so it's a little bit of work into the wrists as well. Coming back, one more, and back. And then from here, bring both knees back together, sit back, cast your mind all the way back. So I know my left arm was closer, so I'm going to bring my right arm closer and hold opposite knees. Bring your elbows to the floor. And we're going to go all the way back, excuse me, I keep going through the lesson plan, to this first position. So inhale, press your elbows in, lift your chest. Exhale, push your hands into your knees, rounding in. Inhale and exhale. One more, inhale and exhale. Slide your hands up to opposite shoulders. Inhale, lift your elbows up. Exhale, rounding in. Inhale, lift your elbows up. Exhale, rounding in. Release and sitting on your right heel. Bring your left foot forwards. And this little movement that we sort of carry on building through the practice, you're just going to rock forwards a little bit. So you're coming off this right heel and just starting to feel a little bit more of a stretch into the back of your calf. Just one more. And then from here, I'm going to walk your hands back. And you're going to start to lift your chest. And then you can either stay here or start to lift your hips and get a big stretch. Try and keep this left heel down. And then slowly lower back down. Start to press yourself forwards, stepping this left foot forwards this time. And coming into a runner's lunge, and then you're going to just have your bricks nearby. You're going to bring this left foot behind and come up into your baby warrior 2. And same thing, either holding opposite elbows or bringing your hands into reverse prayer behind you. So I'm sticking with the reverse prayer, even though it's very challenging for me since I broke both wrists. But this is really good, a really good stretch for me. So inhale and exhale, just drop into that hip a little bit, just swaying with the exhale. One more. And then from here, bring your prayer hands to this left hip, straightening your left leg. And then from here, you're going to inhale here, you're going to exhale, tip, extending through the sides of your waist, and then point and flex, point and flex through this left foot. So you feel the front and the back of your lower leg. And then release your hands down. Walk your hand in front of your right knee and then hold either your right shoulder, with your left hand or your elbow, and then twist and just release the lower back. And then from here, walking your hands back and sliding this left knee back. And then from here, you're going to walk yourself back again, sitting back on your calves. And then from here, interlace your fingers behind you, stretch your fingers back, And then just do a little twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist right. And then release your hands and lower yourself all the way down. And then from here, placing your hands, crossing so the opposite ankle goes over now. And then from here, just start to sit back, massaging, moving that left or whichever one you're on, your shin up the back of your calf, finding where that tightness is for you the most. So it's like a little bit of a massage. So when I get to like the middle, which is like the belly of the muscle, so it's probably gonna, that's for most of us, that's where you're gonna feel the biggest stretch. And back. And then keep the ankles crossed, roll back, or any way that you get back. Extend your left leg out in front and bring your right foot forward. You can bring it a little bit further forwards than up towards your sit bone. And then bring your hands back. Wrap your shoulders back, lift your chest. And then as you inhale, pick up your hips, pressing, pointing your right toes, really stretching through the front of that calf. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows, bring your hips forwards, bring this left knee in. Inhale, stretch it back out. Exhale, bring it in. One more, inhale. And exhale. And then from here, gonna come back, gonna pull this right knee in, start to rock onto the ball of that foot and spin yourself back so that you come into a lunge. And then have your hands up on your bricks if you did on the other side. But you're going to lift this right knee off the floor. But as you lunge forwards, you're going to drop that right knee closer to the floor and really get into the psoas. And then as you exhale, you're going to keep your right knee bent as you stretch into this left leg. Inhale, come forwards, drop the knee, lift the chest. Exhale, bend and come back. One more. Inhale, drop the knee. Exhale, keep the knee bent. And then from here, come back into your lunge. Keep this right leg lifted. Have your right hand on the floor or on a brick. And as you inhale, you're going to sweep your right arm forwards. And exhale, bend this right knee and straighten this left leg. Inhale, bend. Circle around. Exhale, straighten. This time I'm going to pick up onto my heel. And another set with the foot down. And then one more time, picking the heel up. And then from here, set your hands down, bend this right knee, and then untuck your back toes and start to sit. In fact, you can keep your back toes under if you like, or you can untuck them. But you'll know from when you did the feet video whether you want your toes tucked or not. And then from here, just folding over that leg a little bit. And then from here, I'm going to slide this left foot back in. And then just like we did before, just going to be rocking forwards and back. And just massaging the back of this left heel and the calf. And then from here, going to press into the floor, going to come up, drop your right heel, bend your knee and straighten your left leg. So if you need your hands on your bricks, grab your bricks again and then roll back to a starter position. And then exhale, back. Inhale. And exhale back. Inhale down. Hands in front. And then sweep that left leg back, leaning back. And then leaning forwards, bring the knee back, leaning back. Lean forwards, bring the knee back. Switch one more time. And back. And switch. And back. And then from here, we're going to come into downward facing dog. So you're going to curl your toes under, press your legs up and back. Separate your feet. And then from here, you're going to bend your right knee and keep your left heel pressing into the floor. And then from here, you're going to slightly, like a micro bend in this left knee and move the stretch further up the back of your calf. And then from here, straighten your right leg, bend your left knee, drop in, stretching through the back of the heel, and then micro bend this right knee. See how my heel's almost hovering, it wants to come up, and really stretch, don't let it come up, but really stretch deeper into the calf. And then from here, you're going to inhale, come forwards to plank, very briefly, plank, and exhale back. Switch legs, inhale, plank, exhale back, switch. Ooh, I've put some foot cream on, big mistake. Exhale back, switch, just last one, inhale forwards and exhale back. And then you're going to lift your heels and slowly lower your knees to the floor. And then from here, you're going to you can walk your hands across to the left, you're going to bring your right foot forwards into a lunge and pick this left knee up. And then from here, you're going to turn so that you're like heel to heel, and then maybe you'll need some breaks here. And you're going to walk your hands over to the left. So you're going to be like in a side lunge. So you're going to inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're going to straighten this right leg and bend your left knee. And then inhale to your side lunge. Exhale. So it's like triangle pose where you've got this back knee bent. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then bring this right hand a little bit closer to your right foot. Bring that right foot down and then lift your left arm. So it's like triangle where you've got this back knee bend. Big breath in. And then exhale. Left hand down. Spin onto the ball of your left foot. Lower your left knee down. And slide your right knee back. Walk your hands over to the right, step your left foot forwards and come back. So set up, lift your right knee, get the foot down and then walk your hands to the right. So you're in this side lunge. Inhale, deepen your lunge and then exhale, come back, bending this right knee and straightening your left leg. Inhale. And exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale. And then from here, walk your left hand a little bit closer, bring your left foot to the floor and inhale. Reach this right arm up. Bend that right knee. So you're back to your triangle, but you've got this bent knee. Slowly release. Pivot to the ball of that right foot. Lower your right knee down. Walk your hands back out and come back into your downward facing dog. So from your downward facing dog, you're going to pick up your heels and you're going to start to tiptoe your your feet forwards, and step your right foot a little bit further forwards. And so it's like your stance you had before, but it's much shorter. You've been in it before, you'll remember it when you come to it. And so from here, you're going to bend your left knee and straighten your right leg. And then from here, bring your left arm over and hug. So stretch here. And then inhale, come up. And you're going to transfer the weight to your front leg, bend that, straighten your back leg. So it's all work into the calf. Reach your elbows forwards. And then straighten both legs and lift your elbows up. And as you exhale, bend both knees, sit low, twist to the right. Inhale, straighten both legs, lift up. One more twist, bend both knees and twist. And then inhale, come back to the front. And from here, you're going to stand into this right leg. Going to release your bind, but you'll keep your elbows crossed. Float this left knee up and hold that knee with your elbows or your wrists crossed. Stand up nice and tall. Really power up that standing leg, and then maybe do a few circles just to test your balance through your ankle on this left leg. And then you're going to release your foot. Find reverse prayer with your hands and bring your left foot either to the inside of your right shin, or you can bring the ball of your foot all the way to the floor. So whichever one you choose. Push your leg and your foot into one another, and then you're going to twirl your prayer hands in. You're going to hook your thumbs and open your hands out into Garuda Mudra, sealing your balance in. And then from here, you're going to come into a curtsy squat. So you're going to take that left foot behind and bow down into your curtsy. And then from here, you're going to come up and you're going to step your left foot forwards, wrap your right elbow into your left, and then sit back, and we're going to do that little balancing sequence again on this other side. So hug, really pull your shoulders, transfer the weight into your left leg. So now you're going to bend your left knee and straighten your right leg. Hug, really pull as tightly as you can. Reach your elbows forwards. And then from here, you're going to straighten both legs and lift your elbows up. And as you exhale, bend both knees and twist to the left. Inhale, come back up. Straighten both legs, lift your elbows up. Exhale, bend your knees, twist to the left. And then from here, turn back to the front. Going to stand into this left leg. Release your shoulders, keep your elbows crossed, float your right leg up, slide down so your wrists are crossed, and pick up this right leg. And then circling, pointing and flexing your foot as you circle. And then as you release this right leg down, find your reverse prayer. Bring this right foot either to the floor or to your shin. Push them into one another in your Vrikshasana, tree pose. And then keep the balance. Twirl your prayer hands in. And then hold, interlock your thumbs into your Garuda Mudra. And then you're going to release this right foot and you're going to step it behind you and come into a curtsy squat. And then release your fingertips to the floor, plant your hands, and you're just going to step one foot back and then the other foot back into your downward facing dog. And feel what's happening in your legs now. So I know I've got one calf that's much tighter than the others, and I can really feel that I've worked that now. And then lift both heels again, slowly lower yourself down. And then cross at your ankles. If you want to pause and have another little massage down into your calves. But you're going to roll over and bring your legs out in front. So you're going to bring your right heel in and lean into this leg and pick up. See if you can hold on to your big toe. You can hold it anywhere on your leg and pick that leg up. And then you're pushing into this right leg and you're going to open the hip up and then take it across. So it's a little bit of a twist. And if you can straighten the leg and keep that movement going, you can straighten your leg. You can always use a strap here, but it's just the same if you keep your knee bent. And then maybe you can rest into this right leg and lift a little bit of a twist over to that left side. And then release, bending your knee, and then take that foot behind you. Pick up your right foot and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Take your hands back behind you and inhale, lift your chest. Release, lengthen your tailbone. And then walk yourself back up. Stretch your right leg forwards and your left leg forward. So you're like in a forward fold stance, but your legs are wider apart. Bring your palms one on top of the other. And then as you inhale to center. As you exhale, you're going to twist to the right and point your left foot. So you're flexing your right foot. Inhale back, switch. Exhale. And then just start to find your own rhythm. Feeling that movement in the feet traveling all the way up the legs. And then slowly come back to center. And from here, you're going to bring your left heel in. Lean, so you lift that right hip up. Bring this in. You can have your left hand down by the side. Hold somewhere on this leg, or you can use a strap and pick up this right foot. And then open the hip up and then close it down. So you're externally rotating and internally rotating the hip. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. So keeping the legs straight if you can. And exhale, inhale and exhale. And then maybe you can lean into this left leg and open up that hip a little bit deeper. Release and bring this right leg behind you. Support yourself with your hands and cross this left ankle over your right thigh. Inhale, lift your chest, lengthen your tailbone. And exhale, release. And then from here, you're going to come onto all fours, grab your blanket roll, and then you're going to bring this blanket roll right behind your knees and sit back. And you may not be able to sit all the way back, yeah? For most people, this is the most intense one of these stretches. And if you're down on the floor with your hands on the floor, I want you to just do a few cat and cows there. So inhaling, exhaling, okay? If you can come further up, bring your hands on, palms facing up, onto your thighs. Inhale, slide your hands back, lift your chest. Exhale, rounding in, sliding your hands forwards. Inhale. And exhale. You can really feel that work that you've been doing now in this. It's like a trigger point massage. The 3 main points in the backs of your calves. Just one more, rounding in. And then bringing your hands to the floor and just sliding this down right to the belly of the muscle. Sit back if you can, and then take your arms out to the sides and roll your palms up, lift your chest, open up your throat. Exhale, roll your palms up the other way and round in. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Release your fingers again, and then come all the way into your Achilles heel. And for me, I don't really feel this one, but I don't do any running or anything like that. If you're a runner or you really are using that part of your leg, you're probably going to feel this one quite intensely. And then from here, you're going to twist to the left. Take your right hand again, like you did at the beginning, either to your left shoulder or your left elbow, and then pull and turn yourself a little bit deeper into the twist. Inhale, back through center, and twist to the right. Exhale. So again, you can stay here, or you can take your left hand to your right shoulder or to your right elbow and pull yourself a little bit deeper into the twist. Slowly come back, release your blanket roll, sit to the side and stretch your legs out. So from here, you're going to hold, if you can get hold of your big toes, great, but if you need to hold somewhere else on your legs, you're going to hold somewhere else on your legs. Come up and you're going to inhale, open your knees out, release your inner thighs, and then as you exhale, slide your heels a little bit further away. Inhale, open, and exhale, slide. I want you to stop when you feel that you've reached your maximum stretch. And you're going to take your feet a little bit wider again, and you can come back and hold anywhere on your legs or the floor, keeping your spine nice and upright. And all you're going to do is point and flex your feet, just like we did before. If you can actually hold your toes, you're going to point and flex, and you can see how I'm just getting like a twist and a side stretch as I do that. But the main focus of the practice is on this movement through the feet and into the lower portion of the leg. So it works the same if you're not holding the foot. And then if you can hold your feet, you can just rest your hands on your feet, drop your head down, keep lengthening through your legs, through your spine, deepening your forward fold. Or or you can have your hands by your sides. You might even be upright, lengthening here. And as long as you can feel the stretch through the backs of your legs, into your spine, you're in the right place. And if you have any lower back stuff, then that movement that we did to slide our way back in, you're just going to stay with your knees bent and do everything from there, yeah? So that you don't overstretch the lower back if you've got tightness in your hamstrings or any issues with your lower back. And then slowly come up. Bring your hands either side of your hips. Slide your hips down. Slowly roll yourself down. Bring your knees in. Take happy baby pose. And have a little rock side to side. Just massage your pelvis. Massage your internal organs. And release your legs down. And you're going to make your way into Shavasana. Letting your feet fall out. Maybe just do a few little rolls side to side with your feet. And then just let everything flop out. Close your eyes. Take a Shavasana. Notice the heat, the circulation, the flow of the pulsating energy in your lower legs, in your feet. Allow them to be replenished, revitalized by your practice. Opening up space, allowing that opening, that space to create an opening in your mind and in your heart. As long as you can in your resting pose, and when you're ready to come out, reaching your arms over the head, big stretch, and then draw your knees in, roll to your right. When you're ready, pressing yourself up. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope you can feel the work that you've done here. If it's a tight area for you like it is for me, keep practicing. It's something that you'll always probably need to do. Just the way that you put together, or you know what you're doing in your life that's tightening that part up. So thank you for practicing with me. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done it already. And put any comments, any suggestions, like the video, whatever it makes you feel like by the time you finished. And I shall see you on the next video.